Here's an interesting question for you. Do you take responsibility for all your actions? This is really important to understand, because often we don't give a thought as to the reaction to a situation that we put ourselves in. And it's really important to appreciate actually we have a responsibility. We have responsibility to ourselves and maybe to other persons. And this is really key. You see, in life, sometimes we avoid things. And we think by avoiding things, we don't have to deal with it. But no, it doesn't work that way. You see, in life, we have what is called karma. And karma means that whatever happens in our life, there is a reaction. So there is a reaction to our actions. So by avoiding something or brushing it underneath the carpet, as we say in English, another expression, isn't dealing with it. It's called avoidance. And that's really something of great importance, because it's, in one regard, it's not much different to lying, but we're lying to ourselves as well as to other people. And why do we do it? Sometimes out of fear, sometimes out of worry, sometimes out of anxiety, or sometimes we just don't know what to do in a situation. You see, I had certain insecurities a while back, less prominent nowadays, but I had this thing that if I broke something that didn't belong to me, I was concerned that I would look stupid in front of them. And therefore, when I got myself into a situation, I sometimes hid what I did. This is my past. I wouldn't do it nowadays, but I did do it frequently in the past. I'll give you an idea. I was staying in a house in Europe. We were just house sitting, and I wanted to move something in the garden, which was a big concrete block. It was important because it was for the well, the water well that is, but inadvertently when I moved it, I broke it. And I found myself in an awkward situation where I felt I needed to tell the owner that I'd done it, but I didn't want to tell the owner I'd done it because I thought I'd look a bit stupid. So I held back from telling the owner, and eventually I did tell the owner, and do you know what? They said it didn't matter. So actually, all my worries, all my fears were absolutely wrong. They were Maya. Maya was in my head. So Maya was telling me not to deal with it and to worry about the consequences of the owner finding out, when in retrospect, I put my hands up, I told her what happened, and she said, no, it's absolutely fine. But why did I do that? I realised why. I've got a little bit of history of the situation. You see, when I was a child, one of my school teachers abused me, and he made me fearsome of doing things wrong, because every time I made a mistake, it affected me. He did something which caused an effect, and therefore it left a scar in me that I didn't want to see like I was doing something wrong. And that's hard. It's hard to live with. It's something that sometimes we live with for our whole life. But fortunately, I'm able to have dealt with it. And fortunately, without being able to deal with it, means that it's not an issue with me anymore. Nowadays, if I do something, I'm happy to put my hands up. In fact, a Prabhu came up to me yesterday evening about the washing on the washing lines. He wanted to know if I had put my washing next to his washing, because all his washing had been screwed up, just pushed aside, and was now creased. And I said I wasn't too sure, but I went up to the roof, had a look, and it was me. I had actually pushed all his cloths aside, and therefore they got creased. And I said, I'm sorry, yes, it was me. I put my hands up. And it felt right, it felt good. It felt like a lesson. The Lord was teaching me a lesson. And this is what it's all about. You see, I'm reading Srimad Bhagavatam, reading first canto, chapter 7, text 18. And this whole text is about running away from problems. We shouldn't run away from problems. We have to accept responsibility for our actions, our thoughts, our words, our feelings. Because if we don't, we're just going to build them up and build them up and build them up. And unfortunately, we get caught up into a situation like I did, where things escalate, and all of a sudden you're hiding from this thing, and you're hiding from that thing, you're hiding from this thing, you're hiding from that thing. And things get wild, things get out of control. But the moment you gain some strength and courage to confront whatever you need to do, then all of a sudden things start to change. And this is the beauty about Krishna Consciousness. It's very, very beautiful, in fact. You see, the Lord, He teaches us, but He doesn't say to me, okay, today this is your lesson, and it's going to last a few more days, and it's going to be this and it's going to be that. I don't even realise what's going on in the background. But one reason or another, what I do, which is serve the Lord by way of some physical seva, such as I do seva in the deity kitchens or in the preach department. I chant the Lord's name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I read, and various other ways of serving Him. But those are the main ones that I do, and those are the ones which cause an effect. So all of a sudden, when I've been doing something of the past, and subsequently I've been chanting away, reading away, serving the Lord, all of a sudden an aspect of how I think or what I do starts just to change. It's a process of cleansing, a process of purification. But it gives me an opportunity, in my case, not to run away from problems. To be able to put my hands up in the air and say, yes, it was me. That takes strength and courage. And that's why a lot of people don't like to do it, because they don't like the awkwardness, they don't like the embarrassment to it, they don't want to look like a fool or an idiot, which is exactly how I felt, But now I feel I've got the strength. And that's really, really important. It's really, really, really important, because all of a sudden, when you gain that faith and that belief and the trust, you can accept that we're not perfect. Well, I'm not perfect, at least. I accept that I have flaws. I accept that I've got so much to learn. And that when I do something that has an effect on me, on someone else, or a situation, then I can look at it as a lesson, and a very positive lesson, a gain, a very positive gain. And that's really, really, really important, because then you realise that every situation serves a purpose, and there's no point running away. No point. Because it's just avoidance, total and utter avoidance. But I have to take responsibility. I have to take responsibility for my words, my thoughts, my feelings, my actions, and the consequences. You see, every morning I go to Tulasi Arati, and I always turn around to Srimati Tulasi and I ask for some forgiveness for my sins that I've committed of the past. You see, I know through my actions that I've hurt people, I've harmed people. Sometimes it's been a very, very, very little thing, sometimes it's been a larger thing. Sometimes I did things out of stupidity, out of ignorance, out of defensiveness, out of fear. But everything has a cause and effect, and we need to realize it. I can't run away from my problems. If I run away from my problems, I'm running with the problems. And this is really, really important to remember, because there's only a certain amount of weight you can take on your shoulders at any moment of time. Otherwise, we will collapse to the ground out of exhaustion. So we have to clear the decks. We have to deal with our karma. We have to deal with the reaction to our situations. We have to find ways to purify and cleanse us so that not only do we deal with what we need to deal with, but actually start to rewire our brains so we don't repeat situations again. Because it's when we repeat situations again and again and again that things get out of control. And I know what that feels like when things get out of control. I've been in situations, I've been inside a relationship where things got out of control, and I didn't know how to get myself out of the situation, and therefore it kept on repeating itself and repeating itself and repeating itself and repeating itself until eventually I ran away from the situation. I had to run away and start a new life because things were just too much. All my actions, all my responsibility, no one else's, just me. But sometimes we have to make some drastic decisions in life in order to move forward. So running away isn't necessarily the only way to deal with it and the right way to deal with it, but you can run away to deal with it rather than run away to avoid it, and there is a significant difference. Because I needed to find a new way forward. I needed to get out of this life of these relationships which were just full of lots of attachment, lots of hardships, lots of pain and lots of suffering, and I took refuge with the Lord. To me, running away was actually a way to open up the doors to me taking new lessons and understanding more about my actions and my responsibility for my actions and not to avoid them. So I come to you, I say to you, are you aware of your actions? Do you run, do you hide, do you push things under the carpet thinking that if I don't tell anyone else or no one else finds out, then it's okay? Because I ask you another question is that okay to have that mindset? Or would you like to find to have you have the strength to actually turn around to someone else or a situation and say, yep, I confess, it was me, I did do it, I was mindless, I was selfish, I was greedy, I was jealous, I was angry, I was bitter. I've done this, I've admitted to all of these things. And do you know what? I feel lighter and I feel stronger for doing it. It takes strength, it's work, but all in all this work leads to us becoming a better character, a better version of ourselves. And that is absolutely beautiful. It's so beautiful and so simple. Our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada says that sometimes we can miss these signposts, but we can't afford to. We can't live in the world of illusion. We can't live in the world of avoidance. If I do something, I have to take responsibility and not to hide it. Because ultimately I know whatever happens, the lesson's going to come flying back at me again, because this is what the Lord does. We don't learn our lessons, we can't graduate. We can't move on to the next lesson. And this is how the Lord does it. He gives us the free will to make what we class in the material world a mistake. And then sometimes we have to rectify it. Now, interesting enough, in the material world we look at things as mistakes when things aren't done right or things don't happen the right way. But actually in Krishna Consciousness we don't have the word mistake. We have the word challenge, we have the word lesson. Because absolutely everything that happens that you would normally perceive as a mistake or an accident or a problem isn't a problem, it isn't an accident, it isn't a mistake, because everything is by the Lord's arrangement, because everything is part of a lesson, and therefore everything has a positive aspect when looked at in such a way through Krishna Consciousness. Interesting thoughts? It is, isn't it? I hope you do find this of some interest. Do let me know how you deal with your stuff. Let's have a conversation. Let's go a little bit deeper. and let's see how you can discover more about how you can move forward. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And that's the step, first step, the Maha Mantra. I tell you this now, it is so powerful. It is so powerful, and it works. Because I know it works, because I'm experiencing it working. I do say I've got so much more work to do, but I'm seeing the signs and the signposts which are telling me this is shifting, and this is shifting, and there's nothing permanent about what I think, what I know, or what I do. Hare Krishna.